Hello and welcome to RC Builds, and thanks for stopping by. In some of my last videos I unboxed the JJRC Ripsaw and ran it. Now it's time for a little review. To say it first, this Ripsaw is smaller than the generations before. But this is compensated by more details and a price around 30% lower than the ones before. And speaking about the details, you get the whole program. Quick air in and outtakes, a periscope camera, an exhaust pipe, window wiper, roll bars, a complete interior with seats and dashboards, also wing doors which can be opened and. This is very cool, and the Ripsaw makes also a good figure on the shelf. But first let's start with the scope of delivery. In the box you get the car, a 3-channel radio, an USB charger and a screwdriver. On the purchase you can also choose between the colors and 1 or 2 batteries coming along with the tank. These are 7.4 volt 2S lithium-ion batteries with 500 mAh. The plugs are not compatible with the older models. You also get a manual in Chinese and English. To get the Ripsaw ready to go, just put 2 AA's, not included in the set, into the radio, charge the running battery and you're done. As functions, you get the usual suspects: forward, reverse, left and right. All are proportional, and because it's a tank, it can turn on the spot. The Ripsaw has front and rear lights and also a blue LED which is blinking slow in the cockpit. These lights stay always on. As an addition, the Ripsaw has a roof light bar at the front which has different light colors and modes. This function is switched over the 3rd channel. There are no trimming or dual rate options on the radio, but that's okay. On my Ripsaw I never had the need to use such extra functions. To start the tank, just turn on the radio and press a little button on the underside of the car for a few seconds. The Ripsaw connects itself and is good to go. I was first a little bit skeptical about the exposed position of the switch, but the car didn't shut down itself if it might hit the surface with the spot. I think this is why you have to press the button longer and not only touch it. The Ripsaw runs very cool. Dirt, grass, tarmac are perfect terrains for it. Crawling over rocks and snow are not so great. The tracks might get off the wheels and rollers. For the snow, I have to say, it might be because the sod we had here on my test was wet and sticky. It came between the drive sprockets and the tracks and blocked the grip. On crawling, the tracks came loose because the suspension reacts faster than the tracks themselves, and these then lost the leading, while the sprockets still delivered movement. On the other surfaces, I had my fun. Sometimes it runs very hectic, but this is part of the game. For the price range, you cannot expect a precise battle tank model. The front light bar is nice to have and helps a lot on night runs. I'm also pretty sure that the younger models would like this feature. The manual states that a full charged battery should last for 15 minutes. My experience is slightly around 20 or 30 minutes. Resume. The Ripsaw, although it's a toy grade tank, provides a lot of fun, even for the weathered modellers. It's great for indoor and outdoor use. For sure, the light bar and its functions, the doors and the blue LED inside are likely more addressed to children. But hey, this hasn't bothered me. But bothering is a keyword. The tracks aren't so good as on the Ripsaws I had before. It's the design of the system. If the tank works against harder obstacles or gets stuck, the tracks intend to come off. This I mentioned in this video right before. On crawling, I also saw that the Ripsaw intends to roll over. In my mind, the tracks have not enough tension and are not directed enough by the drive sprockets and the idler, but this is the only point I noticed. To lower the center of gravity, you always can put some weights into the car, which I had done on my first version. Okay, the Ripsaw is fine as it is and I wouldn't upgrade it. But let me mention 3 points. First, if there will be any new tracks, drive sprockets and idlers available in the future, I'm right in. Second, the rear light bar has the same housing as the one at the front, including the hole for the wiring. You only need the extra LED stripe and solder it parallel to the wires of the front one. And both light bars work. This might be cool if you want to turn the Ripsaw into a responder car. And the last point comes from my dear viewer Andrea VCC. He reminded me that new ESCs and a transmitter might improve the preciseness of the running. That's true. But also a challenging thing. I hadn't opened the Ripsaw yet, so I might just guess that it has the same drive system as in the first versions. The tank has a main motor for driving and a second and smaller one for the turning. This second one influences the gears. You can imagine it best if you think of a tail rotor of a helicopter. On bigger tanks you have 2 motors for the running, and the steering is done by changing the speed of each motor. Or there's a braking system installed for the interaction. But keep in mind, many of those systems work with 2 sticks and a desktop transmitter. This Ripsaw has a classical throttle trigger and a steering wheel. So for the change on the Ripsaw you need 2 ACs and a channel mixer on the radio. But for sure this will work too and engages a much smoother run. The other point why I didn't open the Ripsaw is that you have to remove the roll cage and many parts of the suspension, and this isn't done in a few minutes. So for now I leave this little tank as it is. For me it's a nice and funny car. It has some downs, but it looks very scale. And for the normal running it works very good. I like it. Ende Gelände. End of terrain. This is everything for the moment about the Ripsaw. If you stayed with me until here, I thank you for watching. If you have some questions, the comment section is yours. And as always, please like, share and subscribe. This really helped me out. See you soon on RC Birds.
I see birds flying high, cars are roaring, engines cry. The call is slow to speed runs fast, moments building, memories last.